rock and roll here in just a minute. I know it's been a while since I've been gone, but I'm back from the road like Jack Kerouac. Now, alrighty. Let me see, make sure we're rolling here. Let's start here in just a minute, guys. Hold your horses. And we are good. Okay. Alrighty, guys. Are we rolling? Yeah, we're here. We're ready to rock and roll. See, I even updated the Streamlabs. It's got the new DragonLance book coming out. I did that for Margaret. I sure did. It's the War Wizard book. I sure did. Okay, let's see here. I think we're ready to rock and roll here, guys. All right. All right, let's go ahead and get with it. What's happening, guys? How you doing? It's been a while since you've seen me. I've had a bout of illness. Been in the hospital, all that good junk. But anyway, I figured I'd just go ahead and do like I promised and do the Buck Rogers stream like I said that I was going to do. Now, what I've got here is the Buck Rogers RPG as well as the DOS game. Now, this was not the re-release that TSR did a couple of years later with second edition. This was actually released a little bit earlier than that. You'll see it when you see it, okay? The DOS game is called Countdown to Doomsday, I do believe. But we'll go ahead and pull it up in the Scriborium here. All right. All right. There we go. Okay. And this is what we got. This is Buck Rogers in the 25th century. And it was released by TSR. I go slow so you can see it. I'll zoom it in if that helps. I know how some of y'all like to look at the stuff on there. We're just here as a casual observer. You know that. They got the rocker jocks. I know very little about this. I've dabbled around with it when I played the DOS game. Like I said, they've added maybe a couple. They've added one extra stat to it, which is the tech stat. Other than that, it's pretty much basic Dungeons and Dragons, second edition. Um, you got your laser beams and all that stuff. And you got jetpacks, swim fins, micro glasses, tech tools. No, this has nothing to do with the show, though. Okay? This, I'm guessing this was more closer to the comic book. Because I don't see the dickhead robot. One that was voiced by Bugs Bunny. I'm sorry, but that robot's head always looked like a penis. Tweaky. So I looked obscene. But here in just a few minutes, guys, we'll pull up the DOS game. And I'll let it run. And we'll run through that for a little bit. But I told you that I would go ahead and pull this up for you. And so, as you can see right here, see, they added a tech skill. Okay? Right here. But it is basic. It works like basic D&D. They just added a tech skill for certain things. Buck's gun, 45 caliber pistol, plus steel rocket pistol. Neobasis wheel Madeering. But you notice the art and stuff, it's a little bit different. But there's another one, and I'll show you here in a minute as soon as I can pull it up. I think it's on the. Hold on a minute. Yeah, Dr. Hewer. He's a digital personality, Dr. Hewer. He's a living program. Sing Eye Dog. Like a comic book. If you look hard enough, you can find it on Internet Archive. But we give it the casual planetary once over. Got spaceships. Nice big spaceships. Yeah, I know I'm not much for words today, guys. Like I said, I've been sick. My health's been up and down, but I've been okay. I turned in something for the Dragonlance Anthology. You'll just have to wait when Adam goes to release it to see what it is. Can't tell you much more about that, but you'll know what everybody else does. Oh, sensors, controls, life support, fuel, and engine. Guess it's the layout of where it's at. But I'm guessing it goes over the shit about how to have space battles and all that shit. These are all the ships. It's a lot of ships. You got your little. Yeah, I'd hate to have to friggin' print all them out individually, but yeah, that's what you have to do. Okay. And then you have characters in combat. Alright. The Lunarians. And our desert runners, they're like mutants. Now we have the rules. Okay. Now we get down to who actually put this thing together. As you know, the Dill family was Cynthia Williams, and they owned a good portion of the Buck Rogers franchise. So they wanted to put out Buck Rogers projects. Okay? Now, as far as who put it together, you got Kim Mohan and Mike Pondsmith. Okay? Those are the two people who helped put it together. You know those names right there. Those are very familiar, I'm pretty sure. Mike Pondsmith, he did Cyberpunk 2020. Kim Mohan, and for the life of me, I can't recall what he's on, but I've heard the name before. I feel like an asshole now. Well, you can see the knowledge right in front of you right here. Okay, so. Now, okay, here was a really weird thing, and Margaret Weis had talked about this. For some reason, when they first started up the company for Dragonlance and all this, they kept naming every other character Flint because they were involved with G.I. Joe. Okay? G.I. Joe had a character named Flint. Dragonlance had a character named Flint. Buck Rogers had a character named Flint. Does this not. The Lady Jane. Haha. Lady Jane. See? Tycho. Da 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 da. Yeah, it was all kind of this little inbred soup, but it, yeah, that's where they got it from. You see Flint pop up a lot, and I'm guessing that was basically just as an homage to Flint Dille. So Flint basically got his name for Flint Dille. They like the name Flint. You must be Flint. I'm Captain Rogers. You can call me Buck. Oh, so your name is Flint? You must be Captain Flint. And then it gives you a thing of how it starts. I'm just giving this a cursory look over, guys. Like I said, you'll have to go on Internet Archive or drive through or something to get a copy of it. Ain't too many people play. I don't think that this one, it's been out of print for so long, it's not funny. Um, like I said, some of the stuff they don't even have the rights to anymore. I don't know if they even have the rights to any of the Buck Rogers shit because it was connected to the Dille family. So I don't know if Wizards got that when they bought um, TSR or not. Like it was something separate. But they did cash in on it. You're just rolling for ability scores. Check your options. It is kind of daunting. It is. It honestly is. Um, drawings and all. Yeah, I'm still here. Okay. Jennies, mutants, and then tankers. Tankers are weird. Covered in soft gray fur. A worker. The Delph. A human dolphin. You can be a lowlander and a desert runner. They're weird looking. Martian desert runner can hear a man crossing sand at a distance of more than 5 miles. Short and pug shaped. being the same as the Martian plateaus. A weird looking thing. Weird looking. Quasi furry looking things. Yeah, so they added some shit that wasn't in the show. A spacer. Like a Roswell. It's like a Roswell. It says it's grown in a vat. The rocket jock. I want to be a rocket jock. We can be a warrior. Yeah, a scout or an engineer. And those are the jobs you can have, basically. You've got races and then you got jobs, which are, you can be a rogue, you can be an engineer, you can be a scout, you can be a rocket jock, you can be a warrior. So, instead of like paladin, cleric, thief, you've got rogue, which is basically a thief. Oh, the medic. Yeah. The typical stuff, fairly cut and dry, nothing real special. Ship versus ship combat. But it does look fairly interesting to play if you could memorize all the shit going on and you had enough time to absorb yourself in the background of the world and the setting. Like I said, I have enough time having to keep track of Dragonlance and stuff. So, like I said, this stuff like this is just a small dabble. You know, I don't know if I would ever sit down and play this or not. If somebody else was running this, maybe. Now I could probably take bits and pieces of this and put it over to something else if I wanted to, and that's probably what I would do. I would probably use this as something akin to like, say if aliens came down to like Kryn or whatever, and I wanted to do a crossover or something, and take them off world and shit. But other than that, I don't know. These are just the skills you got. Okay, here in just a minute, I'm gonna pull up the DOS box game, and we'll run that. But I figured I would go ahead. I told you that I would run a little bit about Buck Rogers. I'll show the manual. Yep, for the game. Do that too. That's just all the skills that you've got. Cash and how to get it. you could even have a Mass Effect campaign based on this right here. Yeah, switch it around. I think they've got a Mass Effect tabletop RPG. Pretty sure. Okay, now see, this is where it talks about combat. Alright, I go slow on this one. Alright? Alright, so you can look at it, you can read it yourself. Okay? But see, it's the same as AD&D Second Edition. Thaco. Yep, they use Thaco. They work the same as they do in the other one. Parrying and dodging, yep. Yep. Ranged attacks, yep. See? Saving throws. There you go. Depending on, see, some can't breathe and without oxygen, shit like that. You can get falling damage depending on what planet you're on. Yeah. 5 rounds of being dropped to 0 hit points. This tells you about how to control the ships. When you're moving around in space, it still had the same rules as Spelljammer. So if you were using space battles and shit, this is what you'd want. This right here is what you'd want if you wanted to run space battles. And I'm pretty sure somebody probably converted it at one time as a Star Wars game instead of. Yeah, you could easily convert it to AD&D second edition, or just convert it to this, just rename it. Yeah, somebody could easily make their own version of Star Wars using second edition rules, and I'm pretty sure somebody's done it. Space combat, yep. Use string to measure if you hit a ship. I'm thinking the DOS game does have some space combat in it, but I didn't get to it yet. The game is. I'll run it here in a minute. Ship hit located on D12. Roll, use a D12. This tells you what you hit. So this is ship-to-ship combat. So, say if you're playing and you need to have a certain crewman assigned to a station while you're on the ship and you're taking damage, and that's what they figure. There's ways you can run a game. And then it just goes into a lot of extra proficiency shit. Design your own ships. This is your profile sheet. Character record sheet. That's what a record sheet looks like. And then you got. And this right here, I'm going to leave it at. Okay? You'll just have to get that and look through it. I'm not going to get bitched at by them. You know, I've told you I'd give you a cursory overview of it. Like I said, you'll just have to look it up. Alright? Alright, what we're going to do here is I'm going to take a real quick break, and I'll be right back. Alright? Let's see here. Let's see where we're at here. Alright, we're going to take a real quick break, and I'll be right back. Alright? Okay. It's got a signal. My mic's got a signal. Don't you tell me that. It should. It's got a signal. Alright. Be right back, guys. Okay. Be right back, guys. Hold tight. There we go. We got it. We got it. We got it. We got it. All right. All right, guys. We're back. This is the Countdown to Doomsday logbook. Have a look at it there. I guess you can hear me. I hope you can hear me. Pretty much the same stuff. See, you can take these old manuals and you could pretty much play the game with them. But this is the skills and abilities, all that shit. Yeah. In just a second, I'll run the game. Mm. Okay. Pretty much has the same stuff the other thing had. See, it says it talks about Thaco. Just buying one of those old computer games, you could probably run a game yourself just from the manual. Let's go Space combat screen. And it pretty much works the same way. And most of these were bullshit. Some of them are in the game, some of them aren't. Okay. But yeah, you have things where it says, well, look at log entry, da 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 da. And sometimes it would give you certain stuff. You might have a password or something to have to type in. It's a form of copy protection. Okay. This is the logbook. Okay, guys, what we're going to do here, let me go back here. I'm going to go here real quick. Hold on just a second. I'll be right back. I got to make sure that just a second here. I'm going to make sure that my Streamlabs stuff is coming up here. We'll check and see. The War Wizard ad is supposed to be on here. I put it on here. There it is. There you go, Margaret. There's some promo. Hope it helps. Okay, anyway, moving right along here. Okay. Yeah. What do we want to do here? I'm going to close that out. I'm going to, oh boy, just a second here. Oh boy. Let me just close that for just a second. We'll get this a rolling here. Okay, here we go. Do. All right. Bear with me, guys. Hey, here we go. Cool. You see it. Okay, I'm going to. So I can see what I'm doing here. Okay. Alright, I guess we can see here. Alright, we're going to load a save game. Because I had to preload the characters. Okay. This is my characters here. Okay, these are the ones that I pretty much rolled through and had set up. Alright, we got Thomas Allura, Eswick, Ohana, and Astrid. Okay. What were they and what did I do? She's a Martian. Yeah. Skills. Okay. Alright, what I'm going to do here is we're going to go to begin adventuring. To hearing of the bravery of Buck Riders and the New Earth organization, you have decided to join Neo and fight the Rom menace that is terrorizing the system. As new recruits, Neo has brought you to the Chicago Orc Spaceport for orientation. Shortly after you arrive, you are summoned to the lecture hall. You settle into the uncomfortable chairs. Oh, and if you can get this done and be off into space, the nervous chatter dies down as the room lights fade. A hologram fills the front of the room as a voice intones Earth, the cradle of civilization, has been badly battered during the 25th century. It has become the solar system's dumping ground. But now, thanks to thousands like you are willing to put their lives on the line, we can start to remake this planet into the shining jewel it deserves to be. The hologram transforms into a human face. It smiles and speaks. I am Carlton Turbian, and I will be your commanding officer. I am sure you are anxious to begin your tour with Neo, so I will be brief. You will be assigned to our secret salvation station and given salvage and patrol missions. Do not despair. Prove yourselves adept at your work, and the combat missions will come all too soon. That is all. You'll be escorted to a shuttle and brought immediately to the station. You have your basic equipment dismissed. You are marched out. Suddenly, ships scream in low from the north. Pandemonium reigns as the fighters drop their deadly cargo. Ships and control towers collapse in balls of crimson flame. People panic and scatter. Your officers are down, and the other recruits are fleeing to the four winds. You've been thrust headfirst into a raging battle. Oh, boy. Oh, phooey. All right, now. I usually hit the fast. It is kind of tedious. And then you get the tedious little screen. Do you want to take this shit? Like credits. 137 credits. You got to type it in to take it. Okay. Take. Do you want to take any of this shit? And it's up to you if you do or don't. But you got all this shit. Like I said, you'd have to study it. Let's see, quick battle. I believe that I found a copy of this on Abandonware. You can still find this. It's an old game. I think the manual was harder to find for it than it was the damn game. In all honesty. In all honesty, I think the manual was harder to find for it than the damn game. I don't know where the hell I'm at. About these got laser guns, so you can pretty much attack them from anywhere. The idea is you would upgrade your armor. Like I said, it's kind of tedious. They've got people that have played this all the way through that you can see the space combat. Like I said, it's really not one of my favorite SSI games. I would say that Pirates of Realm Space is probably more exciting than this. This is kind of, even with the graphics, it was kind of, It's okay for what it was at the time, but and you can never carry all that shit. Oh, for heaven's sake. of attrition. Well, it's getting ready to storm here after a while. That thing is all the way up. Oh boy. Here, guys. I'm not walking too well. I've had a lot of trouble with my feet. I've been up and down. I'm not in good shape. Dibby. And the East Wing is the manual override system. He said in the East Wing. What the hell? Well, I don't look like I'm going over the East Wing anytime soon, so I don't know where the hell I'm going. They'll bind your wounds if you go down. It means you won't die, but you'll still be at 0 hit points until you're revived. That keeps your character from dying. You're not dead, but you're incapacitated. What the hell? But it's very tedious. I'll reach out to you. Yeah, I need to start playing Academe again. I will. Oops. Oh, you're dead. She's screwed. Well, pretends plans unopposed. Bam. Alright. Well, shit. Ain't that something? Alright, guys. Okay. Close that. I'm going to close that. Keep this open. Thank you. Alright, guys. But that's a little bit of this and a little bit of that. We've been going for about an hour, so I think that's pretty good. But that's your Buck Rogers segment. I'm trying to think of some other stuff to mention, but I can't think of anything right off the bat. Um, I think the Magic the Gathering people were asking to put a union together because I don't know their products ain't selling. I don't know. I don't play Magic the Gathering. Um, Guys, I hope you're doing all right. Like I said, I've got something I submitted for the Dragonlance Anthology that Adam is putting together on the main channel. As you can see there, there's a War Wizards book coming out August 4th, 2026. It'll be out when it's out, and I'm guessing that they're already taking pre-orders for it in Mysterious Galaxies. So go to Margaret's website, look it up, order a book. Hope that helps. All right, guys. thank you all for tuning in. I'm going to get back on a little bit later and maybe mess around a little bit. But I just wanted to make sure to do the Buck Rogers stream for y'all. Okay? Anyway, I'm okay. Um, but y'all take care of yourselves. I should be all right. Um, like I said, it's up and down. Right now, I'm in the middle of researching Calaman, the port of Calaman. It was very important during the War of the Lance, and Gilfanis became the governor at one point. Uh, when him and Silvara were looking for the dragon eggs and all that, I don't know. There's a whole bunch with it. Tasselhoff, his parents had had a secret back way to get into it. It's very important in terms of the War of the Lance. Calaman is where Lorana was exchanged for Ariakis on the Laverne and all that. But to get in there, Tasselhoff had used a secret back way, and he said his parents had known about it. And when I looked up on it, it was actually a secret smuggler's entrance into Calaman. Whole big bunch of stuff. But anyways, that's what I'm researching right now from this. But y'all be good, and we'll holler at you a little bit later. This has been Injun Joe. Y'all roll on. Thank you guys for watching.